Hey everyone, my name is Jared McGriff. I'm head of marketing here at HyperTrack. I'm joined by Vibhas Jain. He's our lead AI. He runs the AI product here at HyperTrack. And today we're going to discuss Closeout Copilot, which assists staffing organizations with AI-powered payout reconciliation. So this is a common problem in the field with our customers. And the boss will explain a little bit about the problem that our customers and others encounter and how we solve it, and some of the approaches um, to um, to assist with payout resolution in staffing and field service scenarios as well. So um, in terms of how this will go, the boss will present a presentation and then go into covering the product itself through a demo. And after that, we'll have questions. So please feel free to type in any questions that you have or raise your hand, and we'll address those questions at the end of the presentation. Um, Again, I'm Jared, and I'll go ahead and pass it to the boss. Thanks for joining, everyone. Appreciate your time and your interest and your engagement here. We look forward to covering this with you. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. Happy Thursday. Um, at HyperTrack, we're building a new product called Closeout Copilot. So those of you who are familiar with the company, HyperTrack, we started out by offering world-class location tracking, the best in the business. And as we got to know our customers in the industry better, we realized that the problem that our customers are really trying to solve with location tracking is really figure out what happened on the day off, on the day that their workers went to go and perform some jobs at job sites. And then we try to further go upstream and we realize that what our customers are trying to solve for is how much did this person actually work? How much should I pay them? And in turn, how much should I charge the person who hired this person for the job? So this kind of complex transaction where money exchanges hands between the person who's hiring for the job, the person who does the job, and the intermediary, which happens to be our customers. This transaction is what we're facilitating, and we're trying to, smooth, grease the wheels here, make that much easier. So, um, what we see right now happening is that when a worker goes to go and perform some work, whether it's a nurse, it's a security guard, it's someone who works in manufacturing, any kind of gig work or staffing work, there is not just a single time record of what they did. There's usually multiple accounts. So this could be through many sources. One is obviously at the facility. Sometimes there's some kind of check-in. That could be a tablet, that could be a QR code. Then usually the workers have their own app, which could have been provided to them by the staffing agency. Then sometimes there's location tracking involved. Often there's time tracking done through communication, whether that's emails, phone calls, SMSs. So there's many, many different sources. And often these sources conflict. As you guys know very well, in the world of gig work and field work, exceptions are very much the norm. There are so many edge cases. There are like so many different things that can happen on the field. So everyone at the end of the transaction is left scratching their heads over what is the actual time and attendance for this shift. And this is crucial because none of the parties in the transaction want to be shortchanged. The workers want to get paid fairly and as quickly as possible. Like the best experience for them is as soon as they finish working, there's a ding on their mobile phone and the exact amount that they're owed is in their bank account. That's the exact experience. Think about it. How many of your customers are actually able to offer that experience? Not just as lip service, but as actual reality today to 100% of your workers. And what you'll find is for so many reasons, in spite of best intentions, it's very hard to provide that. because because of um, all the problems reconciling the shift, which is, did this person work for that long? How much of a break did they take? When did they leave? Did they get there on time? Did they leave early? Um, and everything that goes down. So, um, and this, this often turns into a fintech problem for our customers because sometimes they have to pay the workers out as soon as possible. Maybe they'll pay the workers a certain percentage. Sometimes they have to do clawbacks. Sometimes their customers pay them later. So this very quickly turns into a banking problem. But beyond that, it's about the user experience of all the people involved, either feeling, shortchanged or not feeling rewarded, or just overall not having a pleasant experience. And what's going to happen is, if the people involved in your transactions are not having a pleasant experience, they will churn, whether that's your customers, whether that's your workers. Um, your NPS score suffers because of this. Um, HyperTrack's Closeout Copilot um, uses natural language, LLMs, and a whole bunch of other tools to orchestrate this complex transaction. We're able to take in timesheets from many different systems, whether that's your system, whether that's the systems you use to track your timesheets, whether that's our location tracking, your location tracking. In addition, it communicates. Um, all of these, all of these timesheets take a shot at painting a picture of what happened that day, but there are always gaps. Those gaps are filled in by communication. So our Closeout Copilot, it talks to your workers, talks to your facility managers, talks to your customers, talks to your ops team over whatever channel that converts best, whether that's SMS, that's email, that's WhatsApp, that's in-app, that's phone calls. And it gets everyone on the same page that, hey, this is what happened today. And are you okay with this payout? And everyone gets on the same page. And then we, um, you know, tell you the final adjusted payout, and or we can pipe it directly to your payout and billing systems. Um, so um, we're able to, because we use LLMs and we use agents, we are able to handle all the exceptions that happen every single day. There's a lot of things that go wrong. There's a lot of unexpected things that come up. So any fully automated system will always be held up by these exceptions, and our agents handle them. Um, so HyperTrack's Closeout Copilot is an all-inclusive offering. It includes our location tracking, and we do everything that you need to make sure that your shift goes smoothly and everyone's paid out as soon as possible. We connect to many, many different systems, whether that's billing systems or payout systems. And we also accept timesheets from many different systems. If you have a system which we don't connect with, we build an adapter for it very quickly. Um, Increasingly, what we find is that although in a perfect world, our customers would have many different time tracking systems, all of which work beautifully and synchronously, in reality, everyone's time tracking stack looks very different. Some time tracking stats are in their stacks are in their infancy, and we help you get started. So we work with whatever data you have. We try to provide you additional data if you'd like with our location tracking SDK, um, and we try to get your shifts to close out. Um, so let's take a quick look at how this shakes out in real life. So um, what we have here is many different shifts. These are shifts what are happening at all different facilities for certain positions. And what you'll see, this column here is the supposed payout for the job. That's what the worker claimed. That's what it's supposed to be. And on the next column is all the adjustments that the agent is suggesting. Some are positive, some are negative, some are neutral, and then the final amounts. And then for each one, there is a specific scenario which triggered the adjustment. Um, so let's take a look. So what you're looking at here is our Closeout Copilot is able to collate all the different sources. So on the far left, we have a timeline of from the beginning, from the date this shift was offered to a worker and the date they accepted, all the way to the day of the shift. So this column here is your internal system statuses that our customer is piping to us, whether that's whatever your state machine is, whether that's job offered, job accepted, job completed, they're working on it. This column here is your in-app time logging that the worker might be clocking in, clocking their breaks, clocking out. This one here is the facilities timesheets. This here is location with the HyperTrack SDK. And here we have the messaging logs. So this is the agent messaging the worker, coordinating their break, adjusting their payout, monitoring their location via the SDK and using that in this computation. And we're able to, adjust the payout in a way that the worker's on board with this. If and of course, this works at a very large scale, but if your ops team is unhappy with the computation that the Closeout Copilot has made, they can make a suggestion and submit it here, or you can just approve it, and it goes directly back in your systems. You can set it to auto approve, or over time, you can train this agent to function exactly how you want it to. So all our customers have a set of rules in natural language that work for their ecosystem. These are rules for reconciliation, rules for how to communicate with workers, rules for what to say, what not to say. And so each agent is customized to these rules. Here's another case in which the shift was completed and we're accounting for some overtime here. And so here's the adjusted payout. This would, scenarios like this would typically, they might take your ops team or your payouts team a few days to reconcile. The agent is able to solve these out very, very quickly. And not just that, but communicate the decision, the logic behind the decision back to the worker and get them on board. The last thing you want is dissatisfied workers, litigious workers, workers who churn, workers who are underpaid, and this solves all of that. So right now, what we're showing here is just communication between the worker and the agents, but we can also communicate with your facility managers, with your customers, and of course, HyperTrack is an API-first company. All this data is available via the HyperTrack API, and we connect directly to your systems. So let's look at some other issues here. Here is an issue where the person was stuck in traffic. According to the HyperTrack SDK, the agent messaged them, and the agent was able to adjust their pay for because of the late clock in due to the traffic issue. And this entire transcript is available to review. Here's a case in which there was an early departure, but it was approved because the agent was able to communicate both with the worker and the facility manager. And the GPS tracking confirms this record. Here is a location discrepancy case that the agent was able to resolve. Let's see what else. Here is a no-show. No-shows are a big problem in the industry. The agent was able to be proactively message the worker, hey, it looks like you're not going to show up. So yeah, I'd invite everyone to come take a look at these. Closeoutcopilot.com is where you can see the deck that I just shared with you. And if you click on the demo, you can see what I just shared here. I'm going to pause here over to Jared and let's open the floor up for questions. Thank you. And I just want to add, everyone who's attending, um, you know, I think all the people who are working with your company, they just deserve an amazing experience. They deserve to be paid out as soon as possible and fairly, and your customers deserve an amazing experience too. We can help you. We can help you achieve that. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, boss. Cheers.